It's Money Monday, man. We're going to be talking about
Credit cards.
Credit cards. I think this is going to be our first episode for the year, I think, with credit cards, man. It's been a minute since we've done one. As you guys know, it doesn't get as many views because people don't really care about being financially literate. They care more about,
Hoes.
girls and other doesn't matter. But quite frankly, guys, if you don't have your financial things in order, it's going to create a lot of problems for you where women will be a quick... a distant second or third or fourth or fifth in place if you don't have your money on point, man. So you got to have your money on point, guys. That's very critical, and obviously credit is a critical component to that because if you live in the United States or England or any of these first world countries where credit is a thing, if you don't have your credit score on point, you are absolutely going to suffer consequences, especially when we live in a usury-based debt society, okay? So, look, I wish it wasn't that way, but that's how things are. Everything is based on credit and credit scores. So whether you want to build wealth or you want to have a good credit score in itself or a combination of the two, you need to be able to figure this situation out.
Speaking of on point, when you spend money with your credit card, you get points. So if you want to mess with girls, for free, you can use your points to travel, hotel room, do what you got to do. But again, credit is important, man. So you can make it work either way. Just saying. But you know what's scary nowadays? Debt is at an all-time high. Credit cards, car payments, properties, people are like drowning in debt. And the worst part is Americans don't know what to do. And it's scary because you can Google right now how to get out of debt, what cards to get. But if you don't have habits to actually maintain that or get rid of debt right away, then you're going to be stuck at that point. So we're going to cover today the top 5 beginner credit cards you can get it as a beginner, get your score up. But then again, guys, you got to remember, you got to spend it wisely because if you don't spend it wisely, you lose all that income and also as well being in massive debt. Very important.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess, do you want to discuss first why it's important to have this on point?
Yeah. So pretty much, like guys, like you got to keep in mind, credit cards are the beginning foundation for most people. And I say that because you can go buy a property, for example, get a car, but you need credit at the very beginning. So you start with a small credit card. It could be either a Pedal One or like a City Cash, one of the beginner ones, and then build your score up that way. But of course, you want to have a score that's going to be good because you get lower interest rates as well better ratings for rental properties or, for example, even cars itself. But at the very beginning, you have probably a low score of 0. For most of you, though, you might have like 300 score, 250 score, which kind of sucks, but you got to start somewhere. I'll say this because everything here in life that we live in America especially, is credit-based. So at the foundation for your future, this should be a very important point for you because, again, your parents might not have a good credit score, maybe your family, but if you start the process of the ball rolling, you can change that entire path for your family and for yourself. So some tips you can use from the very beginning is if your members have like good credit, for example, your grandmother, your mom, or your auntie, even your uncle, and they trust you, they can put you on their credit card, and you can get points that way as well. So imagine this, right? They have an 820 credit score, super high score. Yours is like 310. They put you on your credit card. You become an actual authorized user. Now what's going to happen is once time passes, let's say between 2 to 5 months, you get a boost in your score because now they see that you're on their credit as well as an authorized user. And if you're responsible, not blowing it like you should be, it's going to raise your score immensely. And it's a little how you can use with your family members or people that trust you. But if you don't have that, you can do it as well organically. But again, to me, if you use that as a benefit, why not? Because even for me, myself, coming to America, I had a 0 score. But my auntie was really good at using her credit card and using it for points. So they would travel the world, actually, using hotels and Marriott and different places, using points only. So they didn't spend any cash. So imagine that. You're traveling, hotel stay, and sometimes food and resort fees are used with points, not even your own money. So that's a W in itself. But again, guys, credit cards are important for your future and for your real-time, for example, payments, for example,